Welcome back to Stargirl. This is episode 4 of season 3, The Evidence. It's been a while. I lied last video. I said I would watch this soon. It's been like 2 weeks. But I'm finally ready. If I'm being completely honest, it was because I went out of town for a little bit. That kind of stopped me from watching. But also, I'm not feeling the way I look recently, but I'm like, I need to watch this because I'm getting backlogged. Last time, Sylvester died. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, that was kind of the big thing. I think there was the Crocs kind of were not implicated, the opposite of implicated, recused, whatever, of the murder. I think Cameron kind of is getting his ice powers. Cindy's doing some shady shit still. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm just gonna get into this because, like I said, it's been a while. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I'm excited to watch 2 episodes tonight. Today, it's fucking 8 a.m. Let's get into this. I'm just sad little emo jock boy. Not the snow globes. Is that his mom? It looked like Courtney, so I want to make sure. I don't know why he would have a snow globe of Courtney, but I think it's supposed to be Courtney. Why are they so creepy? I like the theme though. That kind of it's reminiscent of like Batman Returns. Kind of that whimsical winter vibe. Sylvester's dead, bitch.
What are you doing? Hello?
Look at the fucking body.
Oh my god.
On his back, an unusual puncture wound.
Not the puncture wound again.
Like the one that went through the gambler's heart?
Look, shiv. God.
I don't think the police will blame this on a freak tornado.
James and I got so caught up in the adventure of it all. So proud of Beth for becoming Dr. Midnight. But there's a cost to it.
Good. I like that
Sometimes
she's like
there is, yeah.
observing the gravitas of it.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe the parents will chill out now a little bit, you know. Still be supportive, but like tone it down a little bit. I don't know why she's so like. She feels like it's her fault. I don't know.
This isn't about who killed the gambler anymore, Yolanda. It's about who almost killed Starman.
Pues que las has dicho todos. Room clean? We have a realtor coming over tomorrow.
A realtor? They're moving? Or are they downsizing? But also, goddamn, her parents are goddamn trash.
I called someone who can hopefully help with that.
Dr. Midnight? Wow.
Hello, Sylvester.
It's almost like he was in the preview.
Let's
Like, we need to accelerate our plans. They're creeping up.
Sorry.
Oh.
No, I felt worse, but it's astounding. You're healing remarkably fast. It imbued you with its cosmic energy.
That's
I'm
what he
guessing that
theorized.
energy is what healed you over the years while you were in some kind of stasis. Are you happy?
It's such a like benign, simple question, but whenever people ask it in shows or movies, it's like, god damn. Because you know the answer is never going to be yes. Or if it is, it's like a lie.
Hey, whoever did this isn't stupid.
Whoever meaning you?
If
I
it were
mean-
me, I wouldn't have let Sylvester live.
Oh, he has healing powers, so you
Just
wouldn't
being
know
honest.
that. What if it's like an evil Cindy?
I think we've hit it down in court.
I don't know.
Again?
Like, it matches a lot of Cindy's powers now. Especially with the stab wound. I guess it could be Cameron too because of the icicles and we don't know, like there's no murder weapon. People are theorizing that the icicle, you know, it melts when it's not being used, so. But does he have super strength? That's the thing.
You've chosen to spend your life protecting other people. Not everyone would make that choice, right?
I feel just I just feel so bad because
Try and be a
I was
better
shit talking him
Starman.
so much these first 3 episodes, and now I'm
These
like,
last few days.
I kind of feel bad for Sylvester.
I don't
I
know
think
if I
he's
should
telling the
even
truth,
be
and I think
Starman
he's
anymore.
fine.
Beth,
Dragon King.
it's Cindy's father.
Okay.
Dragon King.
So, was that confirmation or is that a theory? Like, is it really Dragon King?
Right now, maybe the gambler found out, and that's why he got offed. We should check. I'm not
No.
going down there. Man, this is our chance. Yeah, but you could wish for him. I wonder which key it is.
Excuse me?
Got my vote, Babs. Absolutely.
Who? Who even is he?
Coffee. After all the hard work you've done, you deserve it.
That's terrific. Yeah. What are you doing here? Oh, I got you a gift for helping me out so much this week.
Oh, whoa.
I made it myself
I.
You did. To show you how much I care.
She's such a weirdo, and I love her. Oh no.
Door was open.
Boys' night. Bruh. No. We're not doing this.
You don't hit that hard. Hey, we hit plenty hard.
Okay. Okay.
Just take it easy. Anyway. Cheers.
Good.
The outlaw?
I.
It's okay.
What the fuck? From 0 to 100 real quick.
I know this must sound insane to someone like you.
Like me.
Normal.
How do you get out of this, though? Like, as Courtney, how do you...
Father.
They won't tell me.
She's doing such a bad job of acting.
I
How?
know. He died trying
Who
to
did
help.
it? Who killed him? They're doing a great job of building that, like, suspenseful
There you are.
relationship
Hey.
tension.
We were in
Suspected. You guys are missing some key words here. He's not the one who did it. He's the prime suspect. There's a lot of evidence suggesting
cool.
it. Okay?
Yeah. Great. Let me suit up.
You're not alone now.
How can you be so calm about all this?
I watch a lot of movies. I don't know. What do you say? What do you say? It's so
And thoughtful.
complicated because he's like looking for like a reason to trust her, but she can't give it.
Someone once told me that
I can't praise the show enough. Like, this is really good. It's so tropey, but it's like good. It's good. It's tropes in a good way. I'm just foreseeing the tragic downfall is all. I'm just, it's such a. Okay, we're ending the scene good. I thought we were gonna end on a bad note. She has to tell. I don't know. He has to find out eventually. They're gonna find Cindy.
A single skin cell. It's got the goggles all worked up. I guess I almost missed it.
Was it her? I thought we would. I thought we would go. It's not really her, is it? I don't know what I'd like better. Like, because if it is her, which again, the evidence is pointing to her again, even though we said it was Dragon King, now it's like, again, the episode's called The Evidence. It's pointing to Cindy now. I know how. Sorry. What is the motive? Like, what's the reasoning for killing the gambler? What's the reasoning for attacking Sylvester? You know, Sylvester never would have found fucking evidence. So, I don't know. I mean, it really just all goes back to why did the gambler have to die? You know? Like, assuming it is Cindy, the only motive I can see for killing the gambler is that in his atonement and trying to be a good guy, he would expose Cindy somehow, or like past crimes or something, because she's trying to turn over a new leaf. So I don't understand why, unless she's being mind controlled or something. That's the only thing. Or because of, maybe it is a red herring again, in that she really didn't do it. It really was somebody else besides her or Dragon King. And she's just worried now because all the evidence is pointing towards Cindy, and it really is like an evil clone kind of thing. I don't know. Some sort of other being that isn't Cindy that has super strength and stabs people. You know what I mean? Like, it's too much coincidence that Cindy is now scared, and so she's trying to cover her tracks or something. But that's really complicated, so I don't know if they would do that. But that's like kind of anything at this point to say that it's not Cindy, because I'm really rooting for her. Like, I'm really just, I need her to be good. What else do I want to talk about? So the Sylvester, this episode, like I said, I'm really bad because I'm actually really liking Sylvester as he's getting humbled and like aware of who he is, and sort of reckoning his legacy and all that stuff. I was gonna say I really appreciate this show. I think, like I said, DC kind of having a rough patch right now, but I'm really appreciating stuff like Young Justice and this show, because they're dealing with kind of, I guess, adult themes, quote unquote. So for instance here, what I'm really appreciating is that they're dealing with like, kind of like Young Justice was, like the sort of legacy and, that time, I guess, and that superheroics, it's not all fun and games. There's like a realness and a weight to it. So consequences, again, not to poke at Marvel or anything. I'm just saying that at least from what I've seen of Marvel, it doesn't really go into that. I'm sure that, I think, phase 4 or 5, whatever phase we're on, I know that they kind of are dealing with it a little bit, like with Wanda, the kind of grief. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, that was, as much as I didn't like that movie, I did like the parts of Doctor Strange where it was like, again, I mentioned every episode, whenever people are asking, are you happy? The answer is always no, when it's in a show or a movie. And so I like that kind of characters who have gone through so much trauma and so much pain, so much quote unquote adventure, how eventually there's a time where you have to rest. I really appreciate that. I guess it's a trope, but that sort of plot character beat for them, because again, it isn't truthful if it's always hunky-dory and it's always good stuff. There has to be some tragedy to it. So I really like that part of this episode with Sylvester specifically. But yeah, like I said, I'm just kind of irritated because I'm like, damn, I have to kind of apologize to him, because I was really thinking he was a fake and he was like a bad guy and everything. Maybe they'll turn around again, he really is the true villain of the season or something, but right now they're doing a good job of like sympathizing with him and stuff. I don't want to talk about Cameron just yet. I want to talk about the Crocs again. I feel like they're kind of thrown into stuff. I feel like they were elevated to casts, to series regulars, or main cast, whatever you call them, as more of a, I don't know, like it just doesn't seem necessary for them to be main cast. Like, it's always weird. I think last episode was the most like, yes, they're plot relevant, but everything else so far of them has just been like, hey, let's have them have a scene, like Paula with Barbara. I really like that stuff. I want to talk about her in a second, but I feel like they're just throwing them in just because, like, I'm curious what their reasoning was for promoting them to main cast, basically, because right now it kind of feels like they're just there in a lot of scenes. There's not like a lot of driving force with them. They had their one thing last episode, but then that's it. So I really hope they kind of become more plot relevant later on or something, to sort of justify their main cast promotion. That said, I still think they're very entertaining. I never think I think they're kind of extraneous and superfluous. Like they don't necessarily need to be in a scene, but whenever they are in a scene, they do elevate it. you know, even like here where it's just, again, Paula with Barbara. I really think it was, it's just fun to see her specifically because as an Asian woman, I feel like a lot of the times the trope is you're the silent type, you're the, you know, stand in the corner. There's just a lot of like negative tropes with Asian women in particular, but Asian characters in media. So I really like that she is able to just be this weirdo mom friend who's also a badass and in a interracial relationship. And, you know, I don't know. It's just like really, I think she's like a really good character in this show just for that, just like as an Asian character. So I just related that. And then with Crusher this episode, it was nice to sort of see him. He still had that sort of mania to him, but it was really toned down. And you know, him making amends with Starman a little bit, or trying to at least. You know, I really like that kind of character moment for him too, because you know it's really truthfully showing how these two are. That is Paula and Crusher, how they're trying to turn a new leaf. You know, they're really trying. So I like that. You know, they're really hitting home the frenemies thing. I guess we'll talk about Cameron now. Like I said, I can only see this ending in tragedy. Like there is no way they get out okay, and I'm scared for that because so far it's like really good, like mushy love story. I don't really care for teen romance, but they got me a little bit here. They kind of got me hooked a little bit here. But that said, like the way that he's questioning her and the way that she can't tell him anything, it's gonna come out eventually about the truth about his father and their relationship, and it's just gonna be so messy. And I'm already like secondhand embarrassment, cringe about it, and it's just so. Like I said, it's gonna end in tragedy, and I'm just if someone can explain in the comments how it doesn't end in tragedy, I would love to know. But right now, all I see is pain for them. But yeah, you know, like I said, a lot of the character stuff this episode was really good. And then I think, you know, we're gonna pick up next time with the Rash trio, the impatient sort of go-getter attitude trio, the Rabid Wolves, sorry, Wildcat, Our Man, and Starman. Those three. They're gonna pick up in the sewers or whatever and they're probably gonna discover Cindy and what she's doing and all that shit. I'm expecting a fight scene next episode, but we'll see. You know, who knows what's gonna happen. I did have one more thing to say. Starman. So a little bit about him absorbing powers or whatever. It's what he kind of theorized that the staff's cosmic energy saved him or whatever. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with Starman, so I don't know if this is like true to his the Sylvester interpretation of Starman. But I know there are other versions of Starman. I think I've mentioned that in the last season, how there is. I'm not necessarily more familiar with, but I do remember reading there was like, I don't know if he's the newest Starman, but his is like, he is literally the cosmic staff or something. Or he's maybe not even related to Starman, the legacy, like the staff legacy. He's just a character called Starman. But something like there's somebody who has like actual superpowers inside of him. So I'm curious if they're kind of combining those two storylines or, you know, those characters in here. And that eventually he will sort of just have his own powers. Or if this is true to Sylvester in that he kind of has this symbiotic relationship with the staff. But yeah, you know, interesting stuff. It sounds true so far. It could be something else. You know, he didn't really, McNider didn't like scan cosmic radiation or anything from Sylvester. He just said you're healing super fast. So there is still a chance that Sylvester's bad guy and he's a plant given, you know, put there, whatever happened by this evil group, and to throw them off the trail, the scent of Starman. They're like, okay, I'll go ahead and attack him, and then he'll heal up. I don't know. Crackpot theory time, okay? But maybe that's what's happening. Anyways, I'm going to stop blabbering because I have one more episode to watch. So thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next episode, and we'll talk there. Thanks. Bye.